Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Treasure Universe Voices. Okay, um, today's video is going to be a collective energy reading versus the fire signs, earth signs, air signs, and water signs elements. It's going to be in the style of a you versus them reading. Okay, and this is technically a love reading, but really anything can show up. It could be a connection between you and your person, you and somebody else. It could even be like family or business. It really just depends on your situation. Please remember that take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Obviously, this isn't for everybody. It is a collective energy. What is now may not be, in the future, or maybe it was then. It just depends on who you are. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, right? Not meant to be taken seriously, okay? Most importantly, if you could, please consider subscribing to my channel, leaving a comment if this resonated with you, and what kind of readings are you interested? Please know that in the future, there will be more readings of like Aries versus Aries, like all signs and concepts. Just currently, I'm going to start with like the collective, and then I'm going to go into like the fire signs, earth signs, air signs, water signs. I will have one video a week, at least up by Friday. Otherwise, or live stream, I guess, depending on what I'm doing and how busy I am. I will try to get more videos up. I just have to see how this works, okay? Thank you so much once again. All right, let's cleanse the cards, the energy, the space, please. Cleanse the card, the energy, and the space. Why do we have different decks halfway through? All right, let's, we don't need those. All right, so cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Cleanse the cards, the energy, space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, space. Spirit guide, guardian angels, ancestors, I ask for you to join me in this reading for the collective, please. So let's start with the collective energy for the collective energy versus the fire signs, please. So one card each for the energy, please. One card each for the energy, starting with the collective, and then we'll go into the fire signs, and then we'll go into the shared. So what is the collective energy first? What is the collective energy regarding the fire signs, please? What is the collective energy side? Also, I should keep in mind and let you know that obviously, in case you don't know, some people do, this reading could resonate on either side. So sometimes you could have both sides resonate, and sometimes it could be you are actually, like, for example, the collective could actually be the fire sign, and the fire sign placement person could fall in the collective, vice versa, right? If that makes sense. All right. And yeah, let's get into this. All right. So, what is the collective energy for those who are dealing with fire signs in love or whatever else shows up, please? What is the collective energy of those people dealing with the fire signs? Okay. What is the fire signs energy towards the collective group in love? What is the fire signs energy towards the collective group in love? What is the fire signs energy, please? Okay. And finally, what is the connecting energy between the two fire signs and the collective? What is the collective energy between them, please? All right. So what is the issue at hand here between the collective and the fire sign? What is the issue at hand, please? What is the issue at hand? Starting with the collective, fire sign, and then the center. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right, we're going to flip the cards over. My deck got all messed up, so if they have to be flipped over, we'll just go with it. All right. What are the negatives affecting the situation with the fire sign, please, and the collective energy, starting with the collective, ending with the fire sign? Okay. So negatives. What is the positives affecting the situation, please, with the fire sign and the collective and the fire sign, please? What is the positives affecting the situation, please? Okay. And then what is kind of the neutral balance between the collective? Okay. And then finally, what is the overall kind of advice energy and energy, whatever you want to call it. All right. So we have here, let's get into this the best we can, shall we? Okay, so we're going to move the cards like this. That's the top. We're going to move the cards down like this. That's that. And then we're going to move these cards and we're going to start here. So the energy is, on the collective side, the energy is open doors. You have many options, so take your time to choose what's right. Okay, so some of you may not be in necessarily a committed relationship, but you do have open doors, and take as much time. Next, you have, on the fire sign side, trust the process, embrace uncertainty, have faith in the journey unfolding before you. So you may not be necessarily in a committal relationship if you're in this kind of situation. However, I do see them on their side, it could be your side, trusting the process that this will go further than where it is now. Okay. And then you have this, the connecting energy is the desert of isolation, traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. So this is kind of like, both of you may not be living together, both of you be maybe in like different cities or something, if that resonates. Okay. Next, we have, what is kind of the issue? So what's the issue on your side? The issue of the collective, and then the issue on their side. Okay, so on your side is clear mind, sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. So some of you may doubt your connection with this person. However, like, your feelings and emotions may be telling you otherwise, but your mind may be a little doubtful. Okay. Next, you have, for them, the fire signs have cleared the path, embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. Okay, so they kind of have to need to clear the path. So there may be some like loose ends or something they need to wrap up to go forward in the path and the connection with you. Then you have your connecting energies, saving grace, forgiving yourself and others heals the wounds and sets you free. Okay, so many of you, maybe even on both sides, it could be either side, but the connection is you have pain that you have to heal. And that could also be like clear mind, clearing the mind, and them clearing the path. So this is actually great. I love this energy, even though it's the issue at hand. It is very similar on both sides. Okay. Next, we have, what were the negatives affecting the situation? Okay, negatives affecting the situation. And the negatives affecting the situation on your side was plan wise. Okay, so the needing to plan wisely is showing up here. So you have cultivate success through meticulous research and strategic plotting. Your foresight will unveil new plans. So this is kind of like creating a plan on what you and this person like going forward. Okay, some of this I definitely see a strengthening of commitment or moving in. Create a new identity, embrace change, and rediscover yourself. Crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. So for the fire signs, I see that they definitely need to, I'm sensing some of them definitely are moving away from where they were, who they once were. They're trying to be better for themselves, for you, for the connection, but mostly, obviously, you as their person need to remind them that all this change that they want is for them first, and then for the connection and you after. They need to change what they want to change for themselves, overall, everything. Finally, the connecting energy is the small steps, the small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victorious. Celebrate them. They will take you there. Okay, so the negatives is telling me, okay, that some of you need to learn how to plan better. Okay. On the fire sign side, they need to release what doesn't work, understand that they have the opportunity to kind of like grow and be better, and kind of like, they don't see that some things clearly, that they, who everybody perceives them as technically isn't who they are. And they may have been leaning more into that like perceiving energy, but they kind of show you a different side. So this is their chance to kind of like move out of that and kind of, like it says, create a new identity, but I kind of just see it as being them into their true selves. All right. But small steps. So it does take small steps, and that may be a little bit like, oh, this feels like this is taking forever. So that might be the negative part affecting it. But I do see like overall, so far, the energy has been really good. So what's the positive affecting the situation? Okay. The positives is you have the winds of fortune on your side, collective. So allow the winds of fortune to guide your sails, maneuvering through life's opportunities and challenge with adaptability. Okay. They have seize every minute, and that says embrace each moment with purpose. Um, for time is a precious with purpose. What? Embrace each moment with a purpose. For time is precious gift of your journey of self-discovery. Okay. And then you have the connecting energy, vortex of creativity, spiral in your creative vortex, unleashing imaginative power to manifest your dreams into reality. Okay, so what I see here for the kind of like positive aspect is you have luck on your side, is what they're saying. On the fire sign sides, it does say like kind of goes back with the last card that they have the time and the ability to change what they want to change moving forward. And then the vortex of creativity, I do see for some of you this connection could actually lead to some kind of like beyond just like a love connection. You may have some kind of like business idea together, or just like each of you are inspired by the other person to create more. Some of you I see are a musician or dealing with a musician or like an artist or somebody very creative. Okay. And yeah, I heard a YouTuber, maybe, I don't know, who knows, content creator, whatever you want to call them. Okay. Your neutral is ignite ambition. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay. So your neutral on your side is ignite ambition. Pursue desires with drive and face consequences bravely. Keep an open mind as answers reveal your journey. On their side, they have charge ahead, embrace, encourage, and embrace. Yeah. Embrace courage and determination, forging your path with confidence and readiness to overcome obstacles. And then your connecting energy is crystal of clarity. Illuminate your path with openness and insight, receiving yourself for a newfound understanding of content. Okay. So your neutrality is kind of like you need to be ambitious. They have charge ahead, so go forward. And then kind of like clarity would be the clarity of the connection. Okay. Finally, your kind of like advice on each side. You have the river of release, collective. Drift along the river of release where water carries away burdens, guiding towards renewal. So I do see some of you maybe even having more like a renewal in this connection. It's not like a going back to my ex. Some of you maybe, but for a lot of you, I see it's kind of like a renewal, a rebirth, kind of seeing this connection flourish. Okay. So that's on your side. They have wish granted. The outcome may not be exactly what you want, but it is what you need. So they may have had this like kind of vision of what they thought the connection was going to look like. However, it's not what they want, but it's what they need, and they are good with that. Okay. And then together you have hidden keys, putting things together piece by piece to reveal the bigger picture. So yeah, I see that both of these kind of connect with this card, as in like blah, 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 towards renewal, right? So moving towards renewal, a wish granted, hidden keys. So I see it as like this beautiful connection. Some of you I definitely see are moving in together, just so you know. Okay. Next, we have the collective energy versus the earth signs. So let's get the collective energy versus the earth signs, please. I would like the collective energy versus the earth signs, please. Collective energy versus the earth signs, please. What's the collective energy versus the earth signs? Okay, so once again, collective energy versus the earth signs is going to be collective on the left, earth on the right, center is kind of your connection. So let's start with what is the collective's energy? Dealing with an earth sign in love, please. What is the collective's energy? Dealing with an earth sign in love. Some of you are dealing with a stubbornness issue. Okay, so what is the collective's energy? Dealing with an earth sign in love. Okay, so, and that's yours, that's theirs, that's the center. Okay, what is the issue at hand with this person? Okay, yours, theirs, center. What is the what is the negatives affecting the situation? Okay, yours, theirs, center. What is the positives affecting the situation? Yours, theirs, center. Okay, and what is the neutral affecting the situation? Sorry. Yours, theirs, center. Okay, and then what is the advice, possible solution, outcome, whatever you want to call it? What is the kind of like end game of this? All right. And theirs. Okay. All right. So let's take the cards, move them down like this. Okay, let's move them down like this, and we will move them down like this. Okay, so collective versus earth signs, plan wisely, cultivate success through meticulous research and strategic plotting. Your foresight will unveil new plans, new paths. That is on the collective side. Then we have for the earth signs, clear mind, sweep away any doubt that you have and know that you are right. So, and then you have open door as your connection energy. So you may have many options, so take your time to choose what's right. Okay, so for this one, I see that the collective energy is trying to plan accordingly. Please remember also, I'm just going to say this each time because I'm going to do timestamps. This could resonate in the aspect of the earth signs is actually the collective and the collective with earth signs, or vice versa throughout the entire reading. Okay, so it resonates, and obviously leave the rest for another. So plan wisely, we have collective is kind of saying like you are trying to plan wisely about this connection. Okay, they have clearing mind, and this is kind of like them needing to clear their mind and really see what they want in this connection. Both of you in this, I also see a stubbornness towards Virgo Capricorn. So I do see stubbornness. Now, if you were an earth sign and an earth sign in the like collective aspect here, I could see both of you being a little bit stubborn in a my way or a highway kind of situation. Okay, so then you have open doors. So you both have opportunities. Okay, you both have options, let's say. Okay, what is the issue at hand? Okay, the issue. What is the issue? All right, next card. All right, so the issue here on your side is transform and rise. Your journey of transformation unlocks vast potential, guiding your evolution to new heights. Okay, so your issue is needing to be able to transform. Okay, some of you are reluctant to transform. You may have some things that you have to heal in order to transform, to kind of be better in a connection, or you're not sure if you want this connection to transform. Okay. Next, they have make a change, embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart. Okay. So once again, they have the same kind of energy as you. Okay. And then your connecting energies, harmony's call, embrace equality and pursue the hell? Embrace equality and pursue justice. Is that what it is? Embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an eye open. Keep an eye open. Sure. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your paths to balance. Okay. So both of you actually do have to do a little bit of transformation if you want the harmony in the connection. That is the issue. Okay. So some of you may be a little bit too stubborn or one-sided, or may not be seeing the whole picture clearly, and that could be causing a little bit of issues. Okay, so just be clear of that. So what is the negatives affecting the situation? Fast progress, move forward with a swift decision, and do what must need to be done now. So some of you may feel like you're running out of time. Okay, that's kind of like the negative energy you have towards this. Or maybe you're done playing games and you want progress and it's been a while or something like that, right? Or you may be looking at moving on with somebody else because they actually might be wanting to give you what you want. Okay, the earth signs have gate of opportunities, pass through the gate of opportunities wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. Okay, so I do see them having a little bit of fear of the connection and also maybe looking, or they may have opportunities that it's weird because I just saw somebody has an opportunity for a really good job, but they just like recently, your connection may have been for so long, and like now they may have to move, and like they don't know if they want to bring you with them. It's kind of like one of those situations like, are you willing to move? I have to move. This is really good money. I've never had an opportunity like this, but like maybe you love your job. Maybe you're smarter than that and you know not to move unless you have a job kind of situation, like your setup. So maybe like they move and then you move if you guys can keep like that connection strong, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so that's kind of like the negatives that are showing up. Sculptures of self, shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perceptual act of forming and expressing identity. Okay, so some of you, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, some of you are boring. Okay, not to be like rude, but it's literally showing that like negatively, some of you really need to like express yourselves and get an identity. Some of you are falling way too much in the trends, honey, and you do not need them. Okay, you need to find yourself. Okay, you may have the most beautiful, like sparkling personality, but you're like sad beige lady all around. And it's kind of saying like, show that beauty in out, okay? Because some of you have this wonderful personality, but have no sense of style or no creativity to show your identity, okay? Not to be harsh, but like honestly, that's what it's saying. Um, okay, the positives of it is saving grace, forgiving yourself and others heals you. Saving grace, forgiving yourself and others. Saving grace. Okay, forgiving yourself and others heals the wound and sets you free. So positively, you're healing yourself, you're moving forward, you're understanding. Okay. The earth signs have desert of isolation, traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. So many of them may be looking within and kind of, some of them may be isolating a little bit, and some earth signs are really horrible for this. They will isolate so that they can like heal and learn and grow. But sometimes they like forget to communicate with you that, hey, like, this is what I'm doing right now. I'll get back to you, and they kind of like make you feel less than. So if they are doing that, just kind of try to communicate with them a little bit. But I would like to believe that some of them are actually communicating if they actually want to see this go somewhere. Okay. And then your connecting energy is ignite your soul. Embrace the mysteries of life, stay open minded, and embrace the wisdom that unfolds from every experience. Okay. So, what I look here is it's saying like, kind of embrace the mysteries. So, like, the positives are like embracing the stuff that you don't know about each other, being open-minded, obviously. That could also relate to like just reminder a positive, stay open-minded when you hear something from the other person. Okay, and embrace wisdom. You're going to gain more wisdom the more you go further into a connection, right? So what's the neutral aspects here? The neutral aspects with the earth signs and the collective, you have ignite creation, harness innovation, feel imagination, and witness manifestation as answers unfolded in your journey of discovery. Okay, so it's telling you to be creative, and that kind of goes back with that collective energy of like, some of you are really boring, but like you're not. You're falling into like the trap of consumerism is kind of what it's saying. And some of you need to get creative, okay? Some of you will see like more healing and growing when you're more creative, okay? And then we have the steady progress on their side. So their neutral aspect is like move with deliberate care as patience and attentiveness guide you to thoughtful achievement. Okay, so they need to, isolate, come out of isolations, whatever, have that progress that they feel comfortable with. Okay, whether that's like self-reflection or whatever, they need a steady progress. That's all I really have for that part for them. And then, like, the connecting energy is important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. So, your connecting energy is kind of like embrace each aspect of each other with open arms and like understanding and willing to learn in that. Okay. And kind of like the mysterious of a connection and getting to know each other. Okay. Finally, you have like the outcome advice, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Your side, you have fresh ideas. Stay open minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solutions. So, they may even have like something that could spark the creativity in you. Okay. I'm seeing somebody drawing. So, somebody who's an earth sign, maybe drawing, and it like sparks creativity for you to like work on something, or they can help you with something, guidance. I don't know, but that's what I'm being shown. Okay. They have Valley of Shadows. Step into the enveloping Valley of Shadows. Here, fears are faced and the courage forged in dimly lit paths. Okay. So this is kind of telling them to walk out of the darkness and into the light, and they will be able to see through all the darkness, the positivity. Darkness is okay, but they also need to look at the light. And I see that you may be the light. Okay. I see color, and then I see like black and white. So I think this together will make something beautiful. Okay. And then you have thrive and believe as your connecting energy, embrace growth and trust in promise. Embrace growth, trust and promise, right? Embrace growth, trust and promise. Keep an open mind. Answers reveal the path to fulfillment. So together, I see a lot of togetherness here, especially as we get further on in the connection. Not like codependent together, but like you do you, I do me. Together we build something. Okay, is kind of what I'm seeing. So that's lovely. I love that. All right, move on next to the collective versus air signs. Okay, so that would be the collective versus Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. The collective versus Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. All right, so I just want to remind, I'm doing this for everyone, just in case you hit the timestamp. Okay, so as always, this reading is like, for entertainment. But I also want to point out that collective, you may resonate with the air signs, and the air signs may resonate with you, if that makes sense. Whatever works, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Throughout this could be a switch of energy back and forth, right? It's kind of like a reading for everybody. So therefore, it's not going to be a direct story all the way. Okay. So let's get into this, please. I would love to have for the all collective energy with the Aries Leo, Aries Leo Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. Okay. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Let's get into that air sign energy, please. Air sign energy with the collective. Collectives dealing with air signs. Collectives dealing with air signs, please. Collectives dealing with air signs. We start with the collective and then we go into the air signs. All right. So what is the energy of the collective and the air signs, please? What is the energy of the collective and the air signs, please? What is the energy of the collective and the air signs, please? What is the energy of the collective and the air signs, please? What is the energy of the collective? Okay, collective, air, connecting. Okay. What is the issue here between them? Okay, collective, air, issue. Oh, this way. All right. What is the negatives affecting the situation, please? Okay, collective, air, connection. All right, what is the positives affecting the situation? Collective, air, connecting. Okay, what is the neutral aspect affecting? Collective, air. I love that. Connecting. And then finally, so that was, energy, issue, negative, positive, neutral. Okay. What is like the outcome, advice, situation, solution, whatever you want to call it for the collective with the air signs, please? All right. What is the kind of advice, collective, air signs, connecting? Okay. So here we have the energy for the collective. That's the connector, right? And then we have the rough road. Hopefully those were the right cards and they didn't get messed up. But if not, maybe they were meant to be read like this anyways. Okay, so moving on. The energy we have for the collective is the river of release. Drift along the river of relief where waters carry away burdens guiding towards renewal. Okay. The air signs, they have rough road. Prepare carefully before you continue, for it's a long journey ahead. And then your connecting energy is wish granted. The outcome may not be exactly what you want, but it's exactly what you need. Okay. So many of you, I do see that the collective energy has to do a lot of releasing of stuff that doesn't work for them, right? The air sign energy has to like mentally, physically, whatever, prepare. They may have to like prepare the house. One person may be moving in. I do see it more as like the air sign space being taken over, so they have to like maneuver and organize and learn new ways to kind of be able to deal with another person in their space. But however, the connecting energy I like because it shows that there is this loving, caring connection between the people, and they both want this, no matter how many bumps in the river, you know, they may have turns, whatever, or how many potholes in the road there may be. They still both want this connection. Okay, so I think that is lovely. So next we have the issue at hand first. We have the issue. What's the issue, please? All right. The issue at hand is, all right, the issue at hand is seek clarity on your side. So you have embrace honesty, face consequences, and sharpen your focus for personal growth. The air signs have gentle release. Let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysterious currents. Okay, which is kind of funny because you had the river, now they have a mentioning of currents, right? Then you have connecting energy, embrace courage, open your mind, learn from experiences, and let answers unfold in your journey. Okay. All right. So your issue at hand is kind of like seeking clarity, releasing what doesn't work, getting the courage to kind of like go together. Okay. So the negatives affecting the situations with the air signs. What are the negatives affecting the situation with the air signs, please? Okay. The negatives affecting the situation with the air signs is hidden keys. Okay, put things together piece by piece, reveal the bigger picture. Their side has rising flames. Let your passion guide you to the fulfilling purpose meant for you. And then together you have worth the effort. Embrace challenges, opportunities for growth, knowing your dedication will lead to rewarding discoveries. Okay, so that was energy. So that's your negatives. So this is kind of like a reminder that you standing on your own and not working together can cause issues. So that's a reminder to your side. Their side is ensuring that they find a passion that works for them so that they can be successful in their own right. I see the air sign really trying to push so that they don't have to rely too much on the other person. Okay, and then worth the effort. It's a reminder that no matter what, it will be worth the effort, even though sometimes maybe you guys fight or have arguments or disputes. And sometimes you may think, oh, I don't know if it's worth it, but so it's like remove the negative thinking that you have. Okay, next you have the positives. Okay, collective energy, connecting energy, and then the air sign energy. Okay. So the positives collective is with fortune. Allow the winds of fortune to guide your sails, maneuvering through life's opportunities and challenge with adaptability. Okay. So the positives is you are adaptable to change. Okay. I think that they are too because they are air signs. They have for their positives a spirit link. Stay aligned with your highest dreams and ideas to find success. So this is that whatever they're working on, they are being told that they are on the right path and to continue that way because they find the success when they least suspect it. Okay. Then we have connecting energy, clear the path, embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. Okay. So this is saying that the positives between you both is you have the success. Like it is showing up this whole entire reading, even in the negatives. It's like there is the success. Okay. You have the ability to have the success. Don't worry about it too much. Don't like hone on it. Just what you're doing and you will see it. Obviously, there's going to be, but this is literally saying, like, you guys can do this. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say that more in this reading. Okay. So, what is the, oh my goodness, neutrals. Okay, so the neutrals is like positive, negative, kind of like the balancing. Okay, so what is the neutrals? Your side, you have give up control, release your grip on outcomes, embrace the present moment as moments wisdom as wisdom. Well, the present moment could be as wisdom too. Okay, so it's telling you that some of you may have a little bit of a controlling side to you, okay? And it's not a negative controlling. It's not like abusive, you know what I'm talking about. It's more like you see something, you want to do something, and it is everything that you want. But you have to remember that when you're in a connection, so what you may see, think da 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 da, might not be exactly what they see, think da 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 da. Therefore, you will have to learn to give up the control and have a, what's called compromise. There we go. That's the word. Thank you. All right. Moving on, we have not afraid of hardship. So on the air sign side, it is saying confront challenges with courage, for they are stepping stones to grow in wisdom. So here we have air signs, the whole find your passion. You're on the right. You're on the right path, right? You're heading the right path. And then this is just like your neutral saying, like, don't be afraid of the hardships that are going to happen while you're on your path, okay? You're connecting energy for you and the air sign is a veil of illusion. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love and career authentically. Okay. So this is literally stating that cut the shit, cut the crap, cut the BS, whatever you want to call it, and talk to each other. Don't be assuming, don't have assumptions, don't have expectations. Really get to understand the your connection, okay? Like through love and career authentically. So that's like both of you finding something that obviously works for you for career and like works in their connection and whatever else you want to call it, okay? Finally, your advice is tide of transition, embrace the tides of change with openness, allowing the ebb and flow of life to guide your transformation into love and work, okay? Transitions, transformations, changes, these are important in connections, and it's just saying, just go with the flow. Obviously, you're allowed to speak what you need to speak, but remember that the other person also has something to say, okay? And then they have create a new identity, embrace change, and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. So this is for the air signs to be a reminder. The solution of this is you can change anything that you want to do. So if you're on this like path and like it anymore, you can change directions and kind of start with something else, right? So if you're starting a business, air signs, it's more like you kind of have the ability to change. Try something for so many months. As it doesn't work, keep on going. Okay. So finally, your connecting energy is hear what's unsaid, tune into silence for truth that words cannot express. Listen deeply. So this is saying listen to each other. If somebody isn't saying what they need to say, the other person needs to kind of leave space for them to speak. Don't cut each other off. Kind of like be in the moment. And another thing I'm going to say is sometimes people can't always catch what you're putting down. So if you're hinting at something, but you're not directly telling somebody, they may not catch what you're saying. And I'm going to be 100% honest here. I am an air sign and I have autism. Okay, ADHD, OCD, autism. I got all the stuff, but the autism, I will tell you, people can tell me what, whatever. But if they're not blunt and direct, they can't just be like, oh, well, because no, I don't. Or they could like act a certain way, but I might not see it that way. That's something, but I might not catch what they're putting down. So like for me, issues picking up on like social cues and even like tones. So sometimes I might think that somebody is like yelling at me when they're just talking, right? So I've had to learn in my friendships, relationships, connections, whatever, to kind of get clarification so that we don't start a fight. Sometimes, they may not want to give those information, which causes an issue because it's like, dude, I just want to know what you're saying. And then you're like, oh, well, if you can't understand what I'm saying, that doesn't work. So this is kind of like a little reminder of being like, make sure to communicate clearly on what it is. And if you're not understanding what the person is saying, make sure to ask them, clarify, and get some understanding. Okay. So next we have the water signs, collective versus the water signs. Thank you very much for staying tuned this whole time. Okay, collective versus the water signs. Let's get into this. Collective versus the water signs. Now I'm going to get into this because I've been saying this entire time for everybody else. So the last time, hear it for the people in the back. Water signs. This may or may not resonate. Please take what does, leave the others, for somebody else. Either side. So if it could be the collective side, it could be the water side that resonates, switch it, vice versa. It might not be the same all the way down the reading. It can change. This is such a collective reading for everybody, even though it's like collective versus the water signs. At the end of the day, energies can change back and forth. Not everybody will resonate with one side or the other. There might be parts for each, or the whole thing may resonate, okay? Or even the connecting energy may resonate versus either side. I forgot to mention that in the rest of them, but oh well, I will put it in the description box, I guess. Anyways, moving on. So collective energy versus water signs, please. Collective energy versus the water signs. We're going to go with collective energy, one card, water signs, one card, and then the kind of, like connecting energy, one card. Okay, so what is the energy for the collective? What is the energy for water? And then the connection, okay? What is the issue, okay? Collective, water, connecting. What is the negatives? Collective, water, connecting, okay? Next, what is the positives? Collective, water, connecting. What is the neutrals affecting the situation, please? Collective, water, connecting. And finally, kind of what's the advice, outcome, solution, whatever you want to call it. Collective, water, connecting. Okay, so I'm going to flip this card here. All right, let's get that and that and that. All right, so first we have here. Let's go with this collective. So we have the feather of hope. grasp the feather of hope, a delicate symbol of upward promises and an uplifting future. Okay, so this is saying that you have hope in this connection, or hope for yourself or the future. They have ignite ambition, pursue desires with drive, and face consequences bravely. Keep an open mind as answers reveal your journey. Okay, so they're being told to kind of like be ambitious, you know, speak your truth pretty much. Okay, what you want in this connection, desires, ambitions, whatever. Finally, connecting energies divinely guided. Trust the wisdom of the universe. Remain open to receive guidance as your journey through life's mysteries. So, kind of your connecting energy is you may have been kind of like oddly guided to each other. There might be something that you may be able to heal in each other, okay, that you may not even know. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm being shown here, which is weird, but okay. The issue for you, all right, is the stop and reflect. So you have pause in your journey to appreciate how far you've come and where you're headed. The water signs have important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. Finally, you have make a change, embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart. Okay, so your issue is you need to stop and reflect. Okay, their issue is they need to understand that there's important parts in this connection, but within their own story. Okay, and to make a change is your connecting energy. So both of you have to be willing to make a change in this journey for growth. Okay, so that might be a little bit of an issue. I see a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of kind of on that. Some of you, I just heard the word deflection. Don't like that word. That's what I'm hearing. They're saying it's not really in a negative aspect, but it may be like a little bit of a, they just showed me the crab. So that's kind of like cancer hardening their shell kind of situation where they might be like, oh, you're attacking me, so I'm going to harden my shell and deflect, even though like actual intention, that can happen when they feel like they're backed up a little bit in a corner. Okay, so magic opportunity is the negatives affecting the situation for you. Embrace the unexpected, seize the chance for transformation. So what I'm seeing here is the negatives may be a fear of they may have opportunities, or a fear of transformation in the connection or yourself, or maybe you're afraid that what this person is showing you isn't actually who they are, and the mask will slip and the world will come crashing down on you. Okay, that's for some of you, not all of you. Next, for the water signs, we have no illusions. Stay grounded in truth, embracing reality with clarity and wisdom to navigate life's journey authentically. Okay, so their negatives is they need to understand not everything's an illusion. Okay, they definitely have been burned before, and their negatives is they are thinking this is too good to be true. On both sides, that you don't understand that this is actually possible. Okay, so your connecting energy is release and renew, and that is embrace the flow of letting go to welcome renewal, allowing new energy to shape your path. Now, I know it's the negative, but it's telling you if you don't release and renew, you're going to stay stuck in this. So that's kind of where this is like a guidance card of, hey, this is where you both need to go right now. Okay. So what are the positives affecting the situation? I love how you keep getting like divine flow. So I feel like this connection can be very well guarded and protected as long as you don't blow it up. Okay. So we have for your side, divine flow, let go of attachment to the outcomes and let the universe bring gifts. I love that for you because that's your positive. That's saying with everything, just trust in the divine, okay? Trust in yourself, trust that everything, what will, it was meant will not pass by you, okay? And if it isn't meant for you and it leaves, there's a lesson to be learned from it for you to grow and transform and be a better version of yourself, okay? Next, they have not afraid of hardships for the water signs. Confront challenges with courage, for they are stepping stones to grow and wisdom, okay? So their positives is they do understand not everything is easy. Life is not easy. They understand this. So they also understand that there might be aspects in the connection that aren't perfect, okay? And they kind of have to let their fears go. Showing it here, okay? I know I said K so much in a row. Oh my goodness. Okay. Embrace courage as you're connecting energy, and that is open your mind, learn from experiences, and let answers unfold in your journey. Okay. So it's like learn from the past. You're going to learn from the past. It's like, I love how these two cards, well, actually, I love how like these three cards, actually the whole thing, but I love the make a change and to release and renew and then embrace courage, because it's literally telling you in this connection, you need to have transformation. And this is the positive. So embracing the courage to have change, that is going to be so positive. Okay. Next, you have, because not all of you are there. Not all of you are on every aspect of this. Some of you may be told this is what you need to do. This might be a solution for guidance, right? This might be solutions at the end of the day. Okay. So next we have the neutrals. Okay. So you have turn the page. Oh my goodness. I can't pick the card up. Oh, sorry. Stretching back. All right. Turn the page. Okay. You have you collective. Okay. Embrace new chapters with curiosity. Sure, clarity works too. I don't care. Openness, pave the path to wisdom. Okay. So your neutral is you understand you kind of got to keep turning the pages to see what goes on. Okay. Next, you have, the water signs have highest good. Embrace the journey with openness, trusting in the universe to lead you toward your greatest fulfillment. Okay. So your neutral for them is kind of like embracing the journey, and they kind of like, if you embrace the journey and kind of you can see transformation. If you don't embrace the journey, but you still want to continue, it's there. And then you have rising flame, your connection. So your neutral for that is let your passion guide you to the fulfilling purpose meant for you. Like I just said, what is meant for you will not pass by you. Okay. In this connection, I do see lots of passionate, loving, fiery, hot energy, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Finally, your last solution, outcome, advice, whatever you want to call it, is free to move. Okay. Embrace your liberty to explore your new paths. The world is wide open for your journey. Okay. So you are free to stay or go. That is your choice, right? You can leave if you want. You can continue if you want. At no time do you have to really stay committed to the situation if you don't feel that it is for you. Okay. That's kind of the advice, just letting you know. Okay. Divine timing. Oh, there's our third divine. They have divine timing. Be patient. Wow. Divine timing. Be patient for Be patient. Be patient. All right, water signs, be patient for things that take time to manifest fully in your life. Okay. So that is like the third divine card. So I do see that for somebody, this connection is a very blessed connection. Okay. And this is kind of like just letting them know to kind of go with the flow. And that's kind of like a water sign trick for the most part, anyways. And then you're connecting energy is wisely. Cultivate success through meticulous research and strategic plotting. Your foresight will unveil new paths. Okay, so this is also like when you communicate and kind of plan together, it also gives the ability for growth in the connection and transformation and da 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 da, if that makes sense. All right. Um, Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you could, please leave in the comments if this resonated with you at all. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, leave a comment. Like I said, like the video if you could, share the video. I will be putting timestamps. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic, beautiful day wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, evening, midnight. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Goodbye.